Good afternoon. So, a bit of an update on the inheritance issue. And just a note, for the people that are watching ad hoc and randomly see videos come through and may seem like this is sort of a mishmash of different issues, let me just reiterate some of my comments before. I have one life. And I understand how a lot of people like to bucket things off into separate categories to make them more consumable for other people, but I will not be doing that in this circumstance. This is all about my life. And for the people who have been through this shade of abuse knows that the abuse does not end when you leave your abuser. The support of abusers is a much more systemic issue, and it goes into inheritance issues, family issues, and generational trauma. I will not separate my life for your convenience. It is not convenient for me. The Monkey Committee reaches all the way into public institutions, and I will happily give my entire life and every cent that I have to ensure that my daughter isn't raised into a place where this madness occurs. Plus, it's pretty juicy, so you're going to want to follow along. In case you don't know what's happening with my father's death and my inheritance issues, they are all linked in videos on my website. You can go and get yourself up to date. But basically, I was told that my father, a small business owner, his last will and testament was from 1993. A law firm passed a paper copy across a desk at me that I couldn't even take a copy of out of the office and said that it was correct. This is after my mother told me once that he didn't have a will and then rescinded it after. And I have it in writing that she and my father were changing the will 6 months earlier. And they're just sticking by this lie. They're sticking by it. Now, this is the law firm again that did the lying, and these are the three people that are connected in that firm to that case. And one of them has actually stopped me from taking him on videos, which is suspect. Actually stopped me from tagging him on videos, but don't worry, I'll find you somewhere else. Anyways, because now I'm dealing with a whole bunch of other legal issues, scams, and fraud, and a lot of probably false reports that honestly I don't even want to know about. I'm also going to be tagging the Peel Regional Police Department, the Toronto Regional Police Department, and the Durham Regional Police Department, as well as the RCMP, so everybody can get around the table and get in on this juiciness, because I'm sure if you guys all talk to each other about this case, there'd probably be a lot more things to find. So I filed reports with the Law Society of Ontario. I've also written to the insurance board because something sketchy may have happened there. And getting everybody around the table. I haven't heard back from anybody yet, but I did get a note from family, so let's unpack that. Now, first thing he said is the lawyers didn't lie. Okay, his last will and testament was from 1993. Really? You're sticking by that? Interesting. Next one is mom is done with you and moved on, which I know is not true. She's actually triangulating people in my neighborhood as we speak. She did it today. Having people check on me. Now, to the people in my neighborhood, the checking on me, that's malicious. I know it doesn't seem malicious because it's coming from a controlling mom, but you don't understand how mentally not okay this woman is. She doesn't care about me. She's trying to keep track of me so that she can make sure that I'm not looking too deeply into issues that I'm supposed to be looking into. When you find out what she's done behind closed doors, you won't be thinking it's so innocent. Now, the lies he's talking about in this email, he's basically saying that I was in Caledon 2 years ago. I said I spent 4 Mother's Days alone in my video, which is what he's referring to. He sent me pictures of my daughter there for Easter. Now, I learned about my father's will and the lies in May of 2025, and before then even though my mother abandoned me in my abusive relationship, I was still facilitating a relationship in between her and my daughter because I'm not an evil person. It's not until I got lied to about the will and I understand that her malice went far beyond her caring that I cut that off. Now here comes the discernment part. Seek some guidance or need help before you dig deeper with the lawyer. But here's the kicker. The lawyer didn't get in touch with me. I've actually tagged the lawyer on a lot of things, and the lawyer only got in touch with me not even under formal letterhead once. Now, if I was lying or I was incorrect about this sort of stuff, I assume a law firm would probably be much more aggressive with their messages. But I'm not hearing boo from the lawyer. I'm hearing boo from family members. Which tells me one thing. It's very likely that the lawyer got in touch with the family members, and the lawyer's putting pressure on the family members. Why? Because you've lied. It's pretty apparent. Now, my mother has worked really valiantly to make sure that I don't have any connections in this community, and I think everybody should really sit around the table and start questioning why. Now, I will forewarn you, I'm not shutting up. I'm just going to get louder. So, TikTok.